National 5 biology students, let's do these multiple choice questions together. So the first one here says, in guinea pigs, short coat is dominant to long coat. Okay, so short coat is dominant. A group of heterozygous guinea pigs was crossed and 72 of the offspring were produced. How many of the offspring would be expected to have short coats? Okay, so the first bit of info is short coats is dominant. Okay, now when we're writing that down, we generally represent that by a capital letter. Okay, so let's use A. A is a nice letter to use. Okay, so A is the capital letter, and that's short coat. It's dominant to long coat, so we're going to give that a lowercase letter like that. It says a group of heterozygous guinea pigs were crossed. Okay, so that means all the guinea pigs were this genotype. Okay, capital A, small a. And what we have to do is put them into a Punnett square to see what the offspring are going to be for those. Okay, so we do a quick Punnett square like so, and we get offspring that look like this. Okay, if you're not sure how to do a Punnett square, that might be something to go over with your teacher, or check out the video that I did on this topic where we had a look at questions involving Punnett squares and we described how to do those. But that's how we'd work out the Punnett square for two heterozygous guinea pigs when they're crossed together. Now, what does that tell us? Well, it tells us that 1, 2, 3 of the offspring out of the 4 would have the capital letter, the dominant characteristic, which is short coat. Okay, and that's what we're looking for. So we reckon that 3 out of every 4, 3/4, okay, or 75% of them are going to have the short coats. Now, if 72 offspring were produced, we have to work out what 75% of 72 is going to be. Okay, so we get, there's a couple of ways to do that. You can either do, the quick way is to do 72, which is the total number of offspring, and we multiply that by 0.75. Okay, that's how we work out 75%, and that is going to give us 54. Okay, which is going to be this answer here. Now, if you're not sure about how to transfer a percentage into decimal, there's another way of doing it, which is where you do 72 divided by 100 times by 75. Okay, but again, it's going to give you the same answer of 54 there. It's just an alternative way to work it out. Okay, question 16. Which the following sequence shows part of the blood flow through the body? Which row in the table identifies E, F, and G? Okay, so we get the right atrium. We're not even going to look at the answers just now, but we get the right atrium here. Now, following on from the right atrium, now the thing I always remember is that A always comes before V. Okay, atrium before ventricle. So if the blood is flowing through the right atrium, the next place it will go is going to be the right ventricle, and I'll just write RV for short. The right ventricle then passes on blood towards the lungs via this vessel here. Now that vessel is going to the lungs, so we know it must have pulmonary in it. Okay, so we're going to write pulmonary. As soon as we see lungs, we think pulmonary. And because it's leaving the heart, it's going away from the heart, I always teach my students artery away, AA, artery away. So that's going to be the pulmonary artery. And then the lungs are taking the blood back into the heart via this blood vessel to the left atrium. So again, it's lungs, so it's going to be pulmonary something. And because it's taking blood into the heart, okay, so vein has got the letters in, so that means a vein takes blood into the heart. That's going to be the pulmonary vein. Okay, so if we look at our options there, do we have right ventricle, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein anywhere? We do for option A there. Okay, hope that helps for that question. And question 17, it says 3 students carried out an investigation into the effect of exercise on heart rate. Okay, so 3 students. Each student measured their heart rate after completing the same exercises. After each student's heart rate returned to its resting rate, they repeated the investigation. Which of the following would improve the reliability of the results? Okay, so I always teach my students this. Remember re. Okay, if you want to improve the reliability, you have to repeat. Okay, so increasing the rest period before repeating the exercise, well, that's not going to help us increasing the rest period. Okay, so and that doesn't suggest that we're doing any sort of repetition or doing it any more times. B, complete the exercise in a different location. Again, that's not good practice because we're then changing a really important variable. C, changing the type of exercise each time. Again, we're changing a variable which we're not allowed to do in an experiment when we're repeating it. We've got to keep things that constant, so it's not going to be C. Increasing the number of students exercising. Now, Maybe that doesn't necessarily sound like repetition, but actually doing more students is going to increase the reliability. So that's going to be our answer there, okay? When the study involves humans, doing the study with more humans is going to increase the reliability, okay? So increasing the number of students exercising is the one to go for there. Okay, folks, hope that helped. I'll see you in the next one.